Hey, I'm JC, the author and instructor for Pro Trading and the creator and developer of Thinkorswim Toolkit and TradingView Toolkit. In focus, the CIS CCT GG Market Vision 2020 release for the TradingView.com chart package. Reviewing the Pro Trading method for advanced analysis using the CIS CCT GG Market Vision Indicator. Now the way this works is you can go all the way back through the peak levels, and in real time you can mark all of these just like we do the Pro Trading methodology for analysis using the levels and areas. And the way this works is when you have an expansion in the CIS CCT GG Market Vision, which is the blue and green cloud indicator, when you have an expansion, if that expansion is the same color, in other words, both the top and the bottom are blue, or both the top and the bottom peak are green, if it's the same color, that's a market making level, which would be marked in orange. If the peak levels transition, in other words, anytime there's a transition between blue to green or green to blue, then the low level is going to be right at the point of the transition. The low level at the point of transition is going to be a buy bullish pro trading level. The high level of the transition from blue to green or green to blue is going to be a sell bearish pro trading level. And that's on the expansion, when it is expanding. In other words, when there's an expansion. When there is a compression where the the indicator for CIS CCT GG Market Vision, when that indicator compresses and you see that compression in price where it sort of pulls that top band and that bottom band in and compresses just before it bubbles back up, that compression inverts the signal. So what that means is when you have the peak low in the upper zone of the CIS CCT GG Market Vision, that peak low reversal would be a buy level if it's in transition from blue to green or green to blue. And the peak high on the lower portion of the CIS CCT Market Vision, when it compresses in the lower zone, that peak high where it reverses back down inside those bubbles would be a sell level, a bearish pro trading level. So when we're looking at this chart in focus, the Australian dollar, US dollar, and this is a weekly chart. So on this weekly chart, what I've done is I've gone in and I've pro traded the chart based on the advanced signal of the CIS CCT GG Market Vision. The actual levels in real time also offer an advanced signal in regard to market making behavior, high bearish, high bullish behavior, low bearish, low bullish behavior. And so we can go through and mark those pro trading levels accordingly based on the expansion and compression and whether or not there is a transition in the signal of the pro trading value from blue to green or green to blue, or whether there's continuity at that peak, expansion, or compression. So I've gone through and I've marked the Australian dollar, US dollar, all the way back from July of 2019. And I've pro traded the chart based on the pro trading method for the advanced signal of the CIS CCT GG Market Vision 2020. So when we look at this chart, you can see all the way down to the bottom various bearish and bullish levels and the market making levels, and all the way up to the top with bearish and bullish levels. So we can see sort of an area and a range where there can be buying activity, selling activity, and market making activity. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom this chart out from where I have pro-traded this chart. All right, the current price is at 66.86.6 on the Australian dollar. This analysis is going to provide us with a trading plan for at least the next 6 months for the Australian dollar, US dollar. And what I have is a peak low potential where the minimum market would be potentially around 63.69. My current target buy, my lowest buy target is at 65.025. All right, and then my peak sell levels, my maximum market level is at 71.10.7. And then once I get above there, I'm into some price action areas where I have market making levels at 73.38 and 72.04. All right, so I'm going to zoom this chart out very quickly, and just so I can show you what it looks like when I go to the intraday time frames. Now, one thing that's very important when you pro-trade a chart for your technical analysis, as far as your actual trade signals, when you pro-trade the chart, use a pro-trading time frame for your main analysis. There are only 4 pro-trading time frames: a 5-minute, 15 or 20 minute, I count those the same, a 1 hour, and a weekly. If you use a 4 hour, a daily, a monthly, or a 1 minute chart as your impetus for technical analysis, you're using a market making chart. Okay, so of the 8 major time frames from 1 minute to a month, your only real technical analysis time frames for pro trading are 5 minute, 15, 20 minute, 1 hour, and weekly. You can still use the market making time frames, but you need to know that when you do, you're basing your analysis on market making time, because 1 minute, 4 hour, daily, and monthly are market making time frames. All right, so here we go. I'm going to zoom this out, and I'm going to walk through our time frames, and we can see what our trade plan looks like on each time frame for the Australian dollar, US dollar for the next 6 months. All right, again, I'm Joshua Coram, the creator of Thinkorswim Toolkit and TradingView Toolkit, and the author and instructor for pro trading. And in focus, we're looking at the Australian dollar, US dollar, pro trading using the advanced signal for CIS, CCT, GG, market vision. So let me exit out of this full screen. And let me get my time frame adjusted here. And what we're going to look at is I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at the 1 hour chart. All right. I'm going to go in. I'm going to look at this 1 hour chart, and what I'm going to do is just zoom it out so it's more of just the next day's trading analysis. Okay, on this intraday from this 1 hour. All right. So at 66.86, I have my Prometrics algorithm level at 66.81, all right? And initially, I don't have any pro trading levels until I get back above the 67.26 area, and I have a buy level there. And then my next pro trading levels are all the way down to 66.34. So what we're looking at on this trade is we're sort of right in the middle where this core value is. You can see where that core is. And so on our 1 hour time frame, you can see what we're looking at within the hour with a current short signal on that chart. And I'm going to adjust my labels just for a second so you can see all of the signals there. All right, now I'm going to look at this on a 15 minute. All right, and you can see that we're in the middle of those pro trading levels. All right, now I can go into these time frames and pro trade out the shorter time frames. All right, and I'm going all the way back, and I'm going to zoom my chart in on this 5 minute until I can get the majority of my pro trading levels for at least a couple hundred pips in either direction from where we're at. All right. So let me try to get all the way down to my buy target, which is around 65. So what I'm showing on my chart so far is a range from 65.67 all the way up to 68.45 on a 5 minute chart. All right, you can see where we're at. Now what we can do is we can go into our shorter time frames on our pro trading charts, 5 minute, 15, 20, and 1 hour, and we can pro trade this out the same way. But if we do this on a weekly chart, using the pro trading time frame for the weekly, you can see where these levels are and get an idea of where our next buy levels and our sell levels are. So we're looking maybe for potentially a move up to this 67.11 and a half area where we have the sell signal, right? Or down all the way to the 66.34 area where our first market making level is. And then below that, from 66 to 66.19, we get into some buy levels on our pro trading analysis. All right, so that's our 5 minute. I'm gonna go back to our 15 minute. Just so you can get a look at what those key levels are for the CIS-GG market vision indicator, the CCT-GG market vision indicator. That 15 minute. Take a look at the 1 hour, and you can see what we look like on that 1 hour with those time frames. All right, so we're kind of in that upper zone, and we're in a price action short area on our pro trading levels currently. All right, now I'm going to look at it on a 4 hour, which is a market making 4 hour time frame. All right, and we have a clear short signal initially in the last 4 hours of the trading day, and you can see where those levels are. So we don't have a buy until we're above 67.26. Our first market making level is at 66.34, and our actual buy zone is between 66 and 66.19. You can see those levels down toward the bottom. All right, but once we break down below there at 65.85, we can go there for some market making activity back above 66, but if we break that market making level, you can see that sell level at 65.79. All right, so that's the kind of advanced signal that we're going to get with the CIS CCT GG market vision indicator. Now let's look at it on a daily. All right, market making time frame daily. So when you're looking at the price action that you can see on this chart, you can see how these levels, these advanced level signals from the CIS CCT GG market vision end up being the levels where we see a lot of activity. If you go, for example, the most recent bullish candle, you can see that bullish spinning candle, it went right up into that 67.73 level, and it couldn't buy there, and you saw a failure at that level. And then we broke down lower. We didn't hold the 67.26 buy level, but you can see that once we reached that level, there was some buying that came into the market. All right, because it's telling you below that level there's an opportunity to buy when you see a shorter time frame reversal. But once we didn't hold that level, you can see where we sort of broke down and sold on the last trading day. All right, and our algorithm target level is down around the 66.34 range. All right, because it's an advanced step indicator, and it's at 66.34 is what it's saying could be the potential first area where we have a real buying opportunity, unless we break above this 67.26. All right, so I'm going to go back to the weekly, just so you can take a look at what that looks like. And I'm I'm going to reset that price scale so you can see those levels. And I'm going to go in here and adjust these so they overlap a little bit, and you can see the entire trade plan for the next 6 months on Australian dollar, US dollar, which is currently trading at 66.86. All the way from early 2019, in February of that year, I have a video post where I posted a 65 target as the low target for the Australian dollar, US dollar bottom. So that's sort of what we're approaching now. Again, my name's Joshua Coram. You can call me JC, the creator and developer of Thinkorswim Toolkit and TradingView Toolkit at CIS Trading, and the author and instructor for Pro Trading, with 6-month analysis for the Australian dollar, US dollar in focus, and the CIS CCT GG Market Vision all new 2020 for TradingView.com chart package. Have a great week.